as well. They would not be expecting a border to come out. They would have been expecting Avant to decide to take it to Consulate.
And one thing that we haven't mentioned yet is the Wind Bastion operators now in the game. We may well see them banned out here. It's Ying in first that is eliminated by Avant. I wonder, is that a specific counter ban to any of the Mind Freak players? I'm not sure if I recall any specific Mind Freak player being particularly good at Ying.
Yeah, well, I think it's Avant regularly ban Ying on border.
Okay.
From memory.
Yeah, I mean,
that being said, they don't have much in recent history, as we were saying.
It also could be that they want to get rid of the Jaeger down the line and don't want to have to deal with the Ying in that situation because, of course, we've seen quite a lot of Jaeger bans in the past. Team Liquid did a huge amount of that at the Invitational. It's, you know, a very powerful ban, but you also kind of need to get rid of Ying, otherwise you have to deal with that constantly. But you ban out the Jaeger and the Ying, you can still use those frag grenades and those smoke grenades. And banning Jaeger is something we've seen from Avant in the past on other maps, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, you know, they've banned it out against August on, what was it, Villa, which is a map they won. So are we expecting to see a Jaeger ban? Assuming our theory crafting is correct.
I don't know, it might be a bit far-fetched. It's not locked in instantly, so that tells me it's less likely to be that kind of predetermined ban to go with the Ying. They're spending some time to play with it. So Mirror is still in play. Perhaps that Echo ban caught them off guard and they want to get rid of the Mirror instead. We'll have a look. It is the Jaeger. So, oh my goodness, aren't we like, we know stuff.
We're wizards.
We really do know our stuff, don't we? Gee. Proud of myself there, Monkey.
You're surprised about yourself, I think.
I'm genuinely surprised that my analysis was correct there because, hey, I'm proud of myself. I got your number, Avant. I really do.
So, Armory Lockers Archives, we've got Avant defending first. So they're not going to have a Jaeger to work with.
Yeah, and something we didn't mention is there's also those that Nomad and Kaid in play, Wind Bastion operators. So Nomad does get, the Nomad air jabs do get affected by ADS devices from Jaeger. So that being taken off the board, that defensive utility means that Nomad will be even more potent. And we've heard how powerful she could potentially be and how, you know, let's say you're attacking Armory, as we can see on screen. Just chuck one over near that half wall or near that lockers, and if anyone picks you, they're just going to go flying. You can completely cut off that rotation without even watching it.
Oh yeah. You can see also in the operator picks we've got a Frost as well. Copper's going to be running that one. Now Frost can be so useful on this top floor because a lot of the windows you can't rappel upside down and shoot Frost mats underneath. You either have to make the decision to jump in and shoot the Frost trap or, well, okay, not jump in. And you know, when you're jumping in, that's the perfect time for someone to peek you. So my guess is they're either going to have a lot of Frost mats over here in security with Feature Guy, or they're going to be in offices. Yeah,
well, that's really the default spot to put Frost mats inside of this CCTV room. So one would be where that alibi device is, and one typically on in break room, just on the... Oh, okay. Copper's decided that he's going to throw our analysis out the window and just go for a spawn peek with the 9mm. That's warding off the board pretty early, so a bit of soft breach, nothing too crazy, but the grenades is the real thing here for me. You know, that's the 2 grenades that Mind Freak brought to the table, completely eliminated, and we're playing without a Jaeger.
I've got no words really, but where was that? Was that towards the east spawn?
Yeah, I expect so. Maybe you're going to run out of officers, perhaps, but... Speaking of officers, it does seem to be where the push is surmounting at the moment. Controller east stairs from Wings, but we can also see Spruce having opened up the AC balcony window. Claymore it off to prevent any kind of pressure, and you can see the rest of Mind Freak seem to be pushing around that east side, at least for now. So telegraphing thus far an officer's push, but still not too late to rotate to CCTV.
Yeah, they've been very quick on this side of the map, the officers side of Mind Freak, and they're also going to open up into Fountain, or is that? Okay, yeah, it's going off now.
Yeah, but interesting, why are you not destroying the mirror window? Why are you... Okay, so now we're destroying the mirror window. Perhaps it's for another angle, but that pressure inside of CCTV is still dealing some damage as Wings eats a bullet or two from the long hallway.
Yeah, minute half on the clock now, and Mind Freak do look a bit stilted right now. They really need to get some utility in there, start forcing these defenders back and allowing them to advance up with that, as Shade is...
Oh, the wallbang from Copper!
Okay.
That's nice, that really is. So that alibi device that he accidentally shot inside of CCTV was then pinging him out. He takes cover behind triple wall, so he was protected from any angles from long, and guess what? He just gets shot through the wall, through Fountain, and through another one. That's nasty.
That's 2 for Copper this round so far. long-range spawn peek and a long-range wallbang. This man, someone might need to have a look at his Moss Pass because that has been nuts so far.
So the Nomad Charger's deploying also inside of the Archives room. Spruce likely wanting to jump in, but he knows as soon as he does so, he'll be incredibly exposed, and he doesn't even have to jump in. Nico sprays him on out through that nasty, nasty angle through the bookcase.
It's going to cause JCZ to step in the goo mine as well. So he's going to get wallbanged down there. Nico with another one.
That is just terrible, isn't it? How does he make it happen? And look, on the final peak, Wings doesn't find a damn thing. Vicious cleans it up. What a dominant round on defense for Avant.
Well, well, well. Avant, you know, continuing their form against Mindfreak from their 7-1 victory last week.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, as soon as people start heading into matches after watching this broadcast, they're certainly going to be wallbanging that bookcase like we saw from Nico. Now, for a really long time, you've been able to shoot through that tiny wooden panel that separates the two bookcases, so you could just pre-fire through it. It doesn't actually open any line of sight, but the bullets will in fact go through.
Yeah.
However, they won't go through the metal portion. So Nico was taking full advantage of that, and it worked incredibly well.
Well, second round, Mindfreak losing a player to a spawn peak. I don't know, it didn't seem to affect him too much in the grand total of the round. It's just when it came to actually making the play into officers into security, they had no grenades to force out the Valkyrie behind Fountain Wall, and just ended up not doing anything with it and trying to jump into the bomb site and just died.
Yeah, I do find it really interesting these days. You know, remember in the old school days, people used to reinforce the back of Fountain Wall and try and hard hold inside of Fountain. Now the meta really has become to open up that wall from Fountain into the L hallway. You can still hold it inside of Fountain, but it means if you lose that angle, so for example, those Hibana pellets detonating on that Fountain Wall, they could just play in the L hallway and peek towards Fountain, peek through Fountain, retake Fountain, pressure it from a different angle, and it was so successful for Avant. The amount of control that Mindfreak was required to take was just not even on the cards.
Well, as for operator lineups this time, we've got Spruce on a blitz.
Yeah, it's scary, but you also have to get close to people to make it effective. The number of long angles that Mindfreak have been utilizing so far does make me a bit skeptical, especially since you know, there's a decent number of high damage weapons, namely the UMP and Vigil's K1A, still in the hands of the Avant players, and a couple of shots to the leg will give Spruce a very difficult job ahead of him.
Copper is about to come face to face here with Spruce, though they do have a crossfire set up from Fountain there. There we go. Copper is going to find it onto Spruce, gets the headshot. Somehow.
Absolutely no potential for a refrag from Mindfreak as well. Second time that they've lost the first player. However, finally, Wings does some work for the team taking out Copper. The Vigil dealt with, so won't have to worry too much about that lack of droning ability. And Wings just going popping off at the moment. That's the alibi out of the picture as well. Despite that, Shade does waste a couple shots onto that alibi device. Still a decent position for Mindfreak with those two entries on the board and that control of Armory now taken.
Oh, Nico has been discovered and taken very low as well, trying to hide in a bit of a sneaky, cheeky corner.
Not a ton of health left on Nico and Luna as well. His high damage rifles from the attacking side likely to be fairly effective if it comes down to a gunfight. But Avant now playing hard to get downstairs. Still not sure what the play is.
So yeah, Mindfreak have got a perfect setup right now to go for an execute here into ventilation. You know, they just need to hold the rotates and make sure someone goes for the plant. Whoa. After they've cleared it out, and there's going to go Nico. Just Vicious and Luna, and no, never mind, they're all dead. It is Mindfreak to respond in kind, only losing the one player.
Yeah, and that was the first pick as well against them. Good double entry from Wings, followed up with some, you know, precise and formulaic gameplay from the rest of Mindfreak, taking control, and just one by one, I guess Avant peeked into their sightlines.
Well, another attempt of ventilation here for Avant. Taken a while to get in their operator picks, and no blitz this time for Spruce. He's gone for the Twitch instead.
Yeah, there's a potential counter to the Kaid, which we will be seeing for the first time from Avant. However, Thatcher's already kind of enough of a counter to that for the most part. Twitch doesn't give you anything that Thatcher doesn't, except for, I guess, additional charges. Now, we are defending vents again, so Avant decided to stick with the same bomb site but change up at least a little bit. What I've seen in the past, and what I personally like to do a little bit of with Kaid, is you play behind that half wall, you've got that shotgun, with air quotation marks, shotgun, and you can hide behind this half wall. You can easily throw your Kaid utility up onto this double wall to protect it as the Thatcher grenades come out. That said, you know, Thatcher has 3 AMPs and Kaid only has 2 of the electric claw devices.
It's a good nickname for him, I reckon, the electric stick.
I don't know, the Spidey?
The Spidey. The throwable taser.
Something close enough to that. You know, I really like how you can use them on barbed wire as well. I'd love to see a little bit of that more used. And looks like it's actually on the hatch inside of Archives. Not quite what I was expecting, but again, I think that the Thatcher is just a decent hard counter to that. Does look like Archives will be pressured, at least just to begin with, from JC, preventing this kind of run out. Ooh. First pick, however, once again goes to Avant.
Yeah, and that's going to be Wings going down, the guy that had the first 2 picks in the last round, of course. He was going ham, that man, but Copper has his number this one.
Another entry from Shade. A little bit concerned. A lot of the time there's no backup on these entries, and it just seems a bit risky. I guess the drone going ahead guarantees to Shade that this is in fact clear as he begins to attempt to open up this exterior wall, but the Kaid could well trick it if he's on the ball well enough. I don't think that that's going to happen, so Shade will successfully open angles into the armory wall.
You can hear that shotgun as well, all across the map.
It's a scary one, isn't it? I believe there's a suppressor as well attached to the barrel, but Kaid at the moment, oh wow, okay, there's a player inside of Office. Warden just going to walk directly on top of him, and Luna says, "G'day, I'm a piece on out now." Peeking on towards CCTV. She wants to rotate away, but she is spotted on that rotate as she jumps down into the open area.
It's one of the things that Mindfreak have been doing a lot. They're not really moving together. They're all like surrounding the building and like pushing in from their own angles, accompanied by drones. And you know, if you don't drone out someone, there's no potential for a refrag at all. And you know, you're 3v5 with you know, 50 seconds to go.
Yeah, some of these drones have been ahead of their players, but also we've had players enter without them, such as Warden, which has been a concern. As you mentioned, no potential for a refrag. Ooh, that's a dangerous place to be exposed. Spruce knows it too, soaks up a bit of damage from the goo mine as he retreats upstairs. Shade once again, there's no drone ahead of him. He doesn't realize where the players could be. No, that's the wrong player. Shade, a terrible mistake, and now Luna punishes him for it. Avant finally make Vents work for them.
Bit unfortunate on the team damage, but you can't really blame Shade too much there.
Yeah, you can.
He's fallen right in front of his face.
Yeah, but come on, you got to have some kind of spatial awareness, I reckon, knowing where your team is. If you see someone drop down, you got to... I mean, yeah, it wasn't great, but... yeah. Not sure what the idea was for the Twitch who jumped over. I believe, who was it, Warden or someone?
It was Spruce.
What was the idea there? All right, I don't... Did he not know that his teammate was, you know, trying to hold that angle push down? I'm just going to vault on over here and make a whole bunch of noise.
My guess is they made the call that there was someone sitting right underneath the stairs.
And he decided to take matters into his own hands.
Yeah, he's like, right boys, YOLO.
Well, I don't think Spruce will be YOLOing too much this round as he does pick up the Blackbeard. An operator we expect to see on windows, on balconies, not actually in the thick of it.
So the thing is with Mindfreak is we're really not seeing like operators that they're picking up over and over again, right? Like Warden's changed over to the Ash. We've seen Spruce play a different operator literally every round.
Yeah.
It was first round it wasn't Twitch. Second round it was Blitz. Third round it was the Twitch. What was the first round?
Blitz, you said, right?
No, it wasn't the Blitz in the first round. I know that for sure.
Not too sure then. I'm throwing some cameras outside. Decent amount of... Oh, okay, that ain't outside. Come on, mate. There you go. All right, that's a good intel. A good amount of intel if you make it work through there, but Obviously, a lot of time wasted in the round, so she's just going to return to her station to make sure there's no rush and so she can gather that intel off the mirror window. Looks like maybe for the first time, Mindfreak will actually mount a CCTV push, which in my eyes is the right kind of decision.
Yeah, definitely. It is going to be hard to force all these players out from here, however. But, all right, Spruce has got Fisher Guy's head.
You're relying on these kinds of mistakes, these kinds of rotations, or attempted rotations from the Avant players, and Spruce was in a perfect position to capitalize on that. It worked out perfectly. Now Shade as well. On this rappel, he has all kinds of angles into the bomb site. In fact, it's Spruce who finds the next kill. Avant not too hot of a position, however, that said, Mindfreak really needs to just drone out this CCTV area and get themselves inside, take that control and try to maintain it, because Avant's still roaming fairly freely at the moment.
Yeah, Avant really don't have much on site, and Vicious is going to find JCZ. You know, I was about to say that, all right, Luna.
All right, that's an angle and a half.
If Avant win this round, it's more of because Mindfreak are refusing to capitalize on it.
It's the problem. In a position such as a 5v3, you can't peek. Like, even JC on those windows, I don't think that you can really justify peeking that without any drone. If you have a drone specifically droning out the enemy players and making a call for you so you know where to shoot, maybe, but otherwise I really don't think you can justify doing that, because you'll get into these positions where these 1v1 gunfights are slipping away.
Much better off going for just a trade. Go for two people peeking them from, you know, similar angles. He can't shoot two at once.
These Legion Mines really a difficulty for Spruce, and for some reason Shay decides to push solo. So it's interesting because Spruce was considering this Beepers push, and he went away and his teammate goes for it. He eventually goes for it as well and dies. Just Warden with the G36C. That is a beautiful skin and charm, but I don't think that'll make the difference, especially if he doesn't maintain control of half wall. Copper will peek up, take his head off.
You know, I was like, oh, he thinks someone's behind half wall. He's aware, but no, he was just trying to find the right angle for the vault. And once he's in, he just gets popped in the side of the head. You know, this is worrying signs here for Mindfreak. Avant looking very strong. So
we've hopped on a little bit about this lack of a refrag from Mindfreak. What is it that they are doing? What is it they're trying to do versus what they, in our opinion, is what they need to be doing? What do you feel?
They need to adopt the KISS principle.
Kiss your teammate.
Yeah, sure, Dev. No, keep it simple, stupid.
I was like, what? Are you saying that they should be so close to their teammates that they could kiss them? Is that what you're saying? Like, no. Stay close, stay within kissing distance? But no, keep it simple, stupid.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that may be a bit of simplification of what's going on.
No, but really, we're seeing them try and be too elaborate. Like, you know, they've got players all around the map, so many moving parts where, you know, they're not doing things like finding people in stupid corners or whatever, right? Like, they're trying to be too complex, and it's just not working out for them.
I think when something goes wrong for Mindfreak, there seems to be a bit of a lack of communication because they're not focusing on the same thing. We saw in that round, as I mentioned earlier, Spruce, he decides he's going to peek through short into Beepers, into that armory room. And then he decides better of it because he knows there's too many angles to contend with Fountain. But he'd already previously destroyed the mirror window facing into offices from Fountain, so he decides maybe I'll just push up through offices. But his teammates still looking at Beepers. I think offices would have been a great push if they'd committed 2-3 players that direction, and that 3 versus 3, it would have been completely doable for Mindfreak, especially because the Blackbeard can contest the angles and peek in, which is exactly what a Blackbeard excels at. Despite that, Mindfreak decided to have, I don't even know if it was a decision. They just had a disjointed push, and they, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, and one by one fell to the enemy.
Yeah, well, now we are seeing the Avant third choice of, I always forget this one, stockroom, storeroom, and the beeper.
Yeah, supply room and custom.
Custom, that's the word.
Yeah, I always get customs and open area mixed up. I have no idea why, but the two words just, for some reason...
I just can never remember the word custom. I always...
Yeah. And CCTV, I always call it CCTV. It confuses me to no end. I have no idea why. It's funny how brains work like that. So, control over office is established, and the rest of the top floor is next on the agenda, primarily Armory and then moving on into CCTV. That mirror window, looking through long from CCTV itself, being played by one of the Avant guys, that prevents any kind of real push through long hallways, so typically you'll try and take control of Armory and push in through there, which is what Mindfreak are attempting to do at the moment.
I'm just What? Am Mindfreak convinced there's someone hiding in workshop? Is
The problem is, if you're convinced, then you should... Okay, wait, what? Is that full control at the top? I guess it is. All right. Still, those mirror windows are available. I'd probably be popping at least the one in Armory to prevent a flank from that direction.
it almost looked like Warden thought the bomb site was in ventilation workshop.
Oh, really?
I don't know. They're like, wait a minute, no, it's not. So
on, pop this mirror, Spruce.
They're just dodging C4s as JCZ's going to find the first one of the round on the Fisher guy. Oh. And there goes Luna as well. Shade, you know, he's going to win that duel every round.
His rotate is revealed, though, by that alibi device that he ran through. Vicious does finally do some work for Avant. 3 players left is still doable, especially on this bomb site.
Well, we saw it last round, didn't we? It was a 5-on-3 for Mindfreak, and then they lost a player, then they lost another, and you know, they just went off the rails there, as we are going to see Shade downed.
May well get revived without too much time. Yep, there you go. But 25 seconds left on the clock, and Avant are in a great position of being loose. Now, as long as they have some kind of denial of this plant, they should be set. But Bruce seems to be going very, very well. That's a full plant down now, and the tables have turned. Mindfreak, a numbers advantage in a post plant. You can see JC so cautious of all the runouts he's exposed to. He just wants to get safe.
Yeah, Mindfreak just have to play this super passively. Spruce is right in the bomb site, and it looks like Avant really aren't making moves at all. They need to start throwing bodies in towards it, but, you know, there we go. It's going to be missed shots there from Spruce, and Copper's going to come out on top. Got to be wary from above, and Copper might find Warden as well, but no, Vicious will instead. They're going to start going for this defuse any moment, causing Shade to have to jump in. And it's just the 1-on-3 for JCZ. 1-on-2, 1-on-1 now. Nico, he's going to try and ninja this with no time there, and JCZ is going to successfully pull off the 1v3.
Is that the heart in your throat I can hear, Monkey Fist? Because that was an exciting end to the round. 4 versus 3 retake that was almost successful turned into a 3 versus 1 that was clutched by JC.
It was just non-stop, wasn't it?
No, oh my gosh. So, gotta commend Copper there. So, it's a difficult job for the Nomad who was holding inside a supply. Admittedly, she probably should have found the first kill, but that is not a great weapon to have when it comes to, you know, really close range engagements. Really slow fire rate
yep.
means that you're going to have trouble catching them. But, you know, Copper himself, he has a slow fire rate weapon as well. That's the 9mm, and he made it work. He's been performing incredibly well with that on Frost. And I mean, throughout the round, a great job at the end of it for that retake. I didn't think it was possible for Avant, but by the end of it, JC had what it took to do a 1 versus 3.
Interesting to see that Visha guy is yet to find the scoreboard. 3 assists.
It's funny, he's usually the one popping off.
Yeah, considering how much aim training he does, maybe he's been doing too much of that.
Yeah, whatever that application is, you can, if you go and follow him on Twitter, you'll see all of it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working out for him so far, at least.
That's because, like, only 10%, okay, maybe not 10%, 30, 40% of this game is only aim.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people, you know, you can have a good fragger, but a good fragger has a lot more than just aim. It's about placement, it's about knowledge, about game sense. That makes a lot more of a difference than aim. We even saw, for example, you know, some good peaks from, let's say, Shade on that CCTV hash. That, you know, it was good crosshair placement that got him that kill.
Yeah.
It wasn't good aim. It's a difference.
Well, we are into this next round, and we are back in Ventilation Room Workshop here for Avant, which, you know, they haven't been able to successfully... Oh, wait, sorry, they successfully defended it once. Yeah. They've lost it once.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what to say about that, other than, you know, some strong individual plays a little bit, and things fell apart, I guess, for Mindfreak. But as we see this top floor take once again, it's reasonably slow. Thus far, anyhow, 2 players inside of Armory as the drone goes in ahead of Warden. These pre-fires from Avant really have been working, and these alibi devices as well.
So good, aren't they?
It's a staple for Avant, and so many people say that alibi isn't viable in Pro League, but we can just see right now how useful they are for the defenders.
Like, they've just put them in positions that people are going to pre-fire or shoot in those areas, and they're going to be detected for, what, 5 ticks, and you know, it's really just going to cause them to not go to that area.
Worst case scenario, that's 5 seconds that the attacker has to just stop and not do anything. Best case scenario, we see a player such as Copper from Avant pre-fire them through a wall and get a kill, which we've also seen this game. All right.
And there's Vicious, C4 kill.
Yeah, not too shabby stuff, but chance to refrag eventually, and some good control taken for Mindfreak. Drones as well heading down to the bomb site, spotting out that some of the Avant players are indeed loose around the south side of the bomb site. Not sure where that happened for JC.
Through the floor, I think.
Okay, that's not something you see every day, but...
See that pulse down there is given the call-outs.
All right, I see. So this drone ahead will certainly help out Shade in a good position. However, he doesn't have the magazine size to really convincingly watch this angle while also taking down this barricade. You can see how concerned he is. There's a lot of angles in the drone spotting out some of these players, but I don't know if that pulse will peak. Vicious really shouldn't in this position. Shade's in a good playmaker position, but I'm not sure if he's prepared to take the steps necessary. And
look at the Avant setup as well. There's still 2 players over towards Customs. 1 player in Bathroom who's going to peek now, take him low. Spruce is going to go for the follow-up, and he's going to find that frag.
Finally, that camera taken out as well. Spruce 1 air jab remaining. JC finds Copper. Just 2 left, but those Legion Mines doing so much work. Look at the HP on the Mindfreak players. Warden the only one up, but he closes it out with 2 final kills. And Mindfreak somehow steal away this attack.
Yeah, Legion Mine downs Shade.
Yeah, it's a big F.
Avant had everything in that round to win it. It's just Mindfreak just won all the gunfights in the end there. Like, we had 3 players off site for Avant, ready to catch them as they start heading towards the bomb site, but no, it didn't happen. The players just ended up losing fights, and Mindfreak win the round.
Good information delivery from Mindfreak. So, for example, we saw from Shade's position, he had some idea that there was a player in Customs. A fairly common place to roam on this map on that bomb site. So he started pre-firing to that direction, started being cautious because he knew the angles were being contested back. Then the position of the person inside the bathroom was revealed to him as well. But
Should have got the kill though.
He should have got the kill, but he didn't die to it, which is, I think, decent enough of a job, because then that was relayed off to his teammates, who managed to clean out Spruce, obviously, an entry into Bathroom. Fortunately for him, he won that gunfight, because that was just a 1 versus 1. That could have gone the other way, in which case the entire round might have gone differently because Mindfreak hadn't dealt with that player inside a Bathroom.
See, what I like is that they were very quick to react to his presence in Bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that I, like, when you're talking about how Mindfreak, how they don't, like, react, I was thinking they're trying to react too fast, and that's to their detriment. But him reacting fast that time, I think it caught him on the reload. I think Copper was stuck reloading.
Yeah.
You're not going to win that gunfight if you don't even have bullets in it.
Problem is, you are taking a risk there. And it's possible to take less of a risk by sending in a second player after you, or using your utility to get that kill. So, look, it was a risk, but it paid off for Mindfreak, and I think overall that round, I've got to also credit that team play, that information game. It was rough there for a moment, but some good entries coupled with that team play worked out. Copper once again the first one to find a kill, but this time it's as he's attacking and playing Ash.
And it's onto the Maestro as well, so not going to zappy boy anyone as Nico's going to coconut JCZ.
Here we have it. Jaeger has been banned by Avant, and finally they can take advantage of that by using all of these projectiles. You can see 2 smokes and likely 6 flashbangs. There you have it from the Hibana and the Ash. And of course the Nomad charges as well as Nico's grenades. So much projectiles. Every single operator has something that could have been stopped by a Jaeger device.
Mindfreak are about to get abused, aren't they?
Oh yeah, and it really it comes down to, will Avant have the stones to make it happen? And it looks like with the initial frags, forcing Mindfreak to play more passively, that's exactly the position that Avant wants to be in, to use that utility aggressively onto them.
Oh yeah, but that was 45 seconds down, and Avant were already at a 5-on-3 advantage. This is another operator you and I were talking about that they use quite a lot here, Avant. Well, okay, never mind, Luna's dead. I was about to talk about the Dokkaebi. But C4 from Shade is going to send it to the sidelines for the rest of the round.
Yeah, and on top of that, Nico's out of his grenades. But look at this, a great timed drone. Nico managed to find 1 killer. Oh, what? Hello? Okay, all right. That's a good almost refrag. A C4 coming out! No!
Take it with
it! Team kill. What is this communication? Spruce and Wings, what are you guys doing? And that leaves just Spruce himself in a 1 versus 3. And look, he might have won it before, but he's not going to win it this time. What is happening for Mindfreak?
That was, I don't know. I talked about football last night, but another phrase that goes around is schoolboy defending, and I think that might be applicable here, because that was not great.
Bit of an own goal.
Yeah. That's 2 team kills down for Mindfreak this map.
Yeah, it's interesting because of course the first thing I want to do as soon as we're really critical of a player, you think, okay, but like let's put ourselves in their shoes with that being an okay position. There was a miscommunication there. A lot of it comes down to information. So
it did happen very quick.
It did happen very quick. So it would have been a cluster of the comms. But I guess one of the words that we use to describe this kind of team synergy that doesn't have words is cohesion.
Here's some good team synergy.
It's a bit better than last round, but yeah, so this cohesion, sometimes it's that, what can the teammates do to accomplish and work off of each other that is actually unsaid. And sometimes you don't have to communicate things because you know what your teammates are doing, and perhaps, like, Spruce surely had seen that he had a defender downstairs as he was tossing that C4 down, or did Wings maybe just drop down the hatch to go for a flank? These Mindfreak players, I mean, I'm speculating here, but maybe they're so eager to go for that action when there's a call. Okay, there's a player pushing up here. I need to be the one to make an action on this. That sometimes it's working to their detriment, and they're actually surprising their own teammates about what their teammate might do for their next action.
I think part of it was the fact that they are in a 5v3, right? And in one of those situations, you got to take risks. You got to play aggressive. You got to do what Copper's doing right now. Fisher guy's going to get the first one. Copper with his own. What is going on? They're in the bomb site. They're ready to go for the plant. Fisher guy's doing just that as Nico's in a great position as well. Shade is going to find Vicious, however, but Nico's going to trade him back. Plant down within 30 seconds. That's nuts, and it is just up to Chase CZ. 1v4, 1v3, but that's a blitz to the face. And Avant are going to pick up round number 8.
So there's this thing called team cohesion, and Avant have it right now. Yes, it's very simple when the team cohesion is, all right, we're going to storm through Armory door, we're going to kill the main players, and then we're going to make it work. But you've got to point out everything that the Avant actually did to complement each other. The first player to hit a Lesion Mine was actually outside. It was Fisho guy, and as soon as he hit that, he hides back. He maybe was going to be one of the initial entries, but he hides back and another teammate takes his place. As soon as the Blitz receives a Lesion Mine and can't force out the player from the lockers and half wall, another teammate peeks that angle and gets that fight for him. I got to admit, I was very, very surprised when Copper continued to aim down sight and take these long-range gunfights when he could have simply smoked it and played for the close-range engagement with his shield in front of his face. But hey, it worked out, so I feel like I probably shouldn't be putting on too much flack to the guy who's currently 12-3 at the top of Avant.
Just a casual 4 KD.
It's not something you see every day.
Chase CZ is really stepping up here for Mindfreak.
I mean, a lot of 1vXs he's been in,
yes.
And one of those 1vXs was a successful one, so credit to him.
Yeah, 1v3.
1v3. That last one, you know, I think we've said this before, Monkey. It's maybe harsh, but it's true. It doesn't matter how many kills you get in a 1vX as long as you win the round. And if you lose that round and if you get 4 kills in a 1v5 clutch and then you die, you didn't do anything that round.
Yeah, your kills mean nothing, really.
Because all that matters at the end of the day is that point on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Not the point next to your name in the kills.
Oh yeah, but 3-5 right now. Avant 1 round away from taking themselves to match point. And you can see that Mindfreak have decided, okay, let's not defend Armory again.
Yeah, interesting. That's a double win from Avant, and also it demonstrates their variability. So they did 2 different kinds of attacks. Both of them worked. So Mindfreak clearly thinking, all right, look, let's not even touch that. We don't know what else they got up their sleeves, and we're not really prepared to try and counter-strack all of their attack strategies. So we'll mix it up, go downstairs. It's also to Customs, which is much... Oh, okay. Oh! What a flick from Spruce! Oh my god, that's the primary fragger from Avant gone down. That was a nice shot, one that certainly shouldn't have happened.
When you're ready for it and you still lose the gunfight, it feels bad, man.
And I don't know how he managed that one. Did he, like, flick that? I wish we could have seen that from Spruce's perspective.
Wish we could have seen his mouse.
Yeah, my god. I think his wrist actually bends backwards now.
Well, that has been an early frag there for Mindfreak, and Spruce only took, I think, 1 bullet worth of damage there. He hit the headshot, and that's what gets you the kill. As they're going to try and make their way into break room. They do have a bit of presence up here with the phone calls going out and someone getting thrown around by the air jab. But it is just the one player on the leash and behind it. He's going to default on out of there. Fisho's not aware just yet, and he wants to advance, even though he's still got that Goom on his foot. Finally going to pull it out, however, and that is top floor control. There's only a minute, and they've got to be careful of these C4s from below.
Yeah, that hatch, though, has been opened, allowing a lot more angles we've seen to be fairly successful. Oh, that's a very poor timing cross for Nico, but he survives it. Not for much longer, however, and I don't know what was Luna doing. She was watching that exact position and somehow didn't find that kill. As she tries to sneak in, she'll find one player, take him out, but runs straight into a second one, gets the knife! Oh my god, Luna! JC, though, takes down Vicious. 2 players left for Avant. 1 point away from guaranteeing themselves a draw, but JC is not going to let it happen. 1 versus 3 for Fisho Guy.
Yeah, he's going to have to dig deep, especially with only 20 seconds on the clock, and he's not even looking in Wings' direction. Wings is going to mop up that kill, and that is Mindfreak putting themselves up to 4.
Good read from Mindfreak to choose defending customs. Certainly worked out for them. Mindfreak, sorry, Avant, what was going on there? You know, that peek up that main stairs, I thought Luna was covering that, and I mean, it's interesting because kind of when push came to shove and Avant were in a man deficit, it came down to a position where Luna decided, okay, I have to make a play, I have to enter into here. She probably should have died to that second player, but you know, she can find 2 kills and then die. It didn't make a difference in the overall result of the round because the rest of the team weren't in a position to capitalize on the kills that she'd got.
Yeah.
So she found those 2. Oh, okay, here's this Maestro device I mentioned during the pre-game. Quite like that one. Is that 2 deployable shields as well for the team? Is there another one, I think? Not too shabby. So we're seeing Mindfreak decide 2 losses on Armory. It's not enough to keep us away from it permanently.
The thing is, though, as well, is that in their second attempt, they didn't even have a chance to adapt because it's a completely different strategy from Avant. Like, are we going to see a third strategy this time? What, we got a Capitao, which we haven't seen for Avant yet.
Capitao and IQ instead of the Blitz, and
or the
Dokkaebi or the Ash as well. Yeah. So nice mixing it up again. For Mindfreak, it's most the same. You know, we've got this mirror window, but we do have those Maestro cameras as well on the Armory side.
You know, we have seen a criminally low amount of thermite. Like,
we have. The problem is, with mirror in play, the ability to thermite on this map is really reduced a lot, especially the way that people hold Fountain, for example, these days. You have to get really exposed. Let's say you want to thermite the office walls into archives. It's one of the only things you really can thermite against this setup. They can throw a C4 over the top and kill you. They could stand on top of the bookshelf and vault over and kill you. So you're much more exposed compared to playing a Hibana.
Well, what's Avant's plan here? Looks like they're rotating for an officer's take.
I also want to point out the fact that we're seeing an alibi taken by both these teams. It's not just Avant. And I wonder if that's something that Mindfreak usually do, or something where they've decided, all right, look how much of a hindrance it was in our attacks, we'll bring it out against Avant as well.
They seem to know how to use it, as Fisher Guy's going to try and hide behind this smoke. Oh, he almost gets the wall banging. Oh, he's going to see the player readjust their position as well, but no, they're going to get out of there scot-free, back to the bomb site. But Avant have cleared out this troublesome position. They just don't seem to be aware of it just yet.
In need of some information for Avant currently. Wow, it's a dangerous position that Warden is playing as well. Luna finds that entry that was needed. 4 players left on this defense. Wings actually admits that's a nice shot. Credit over to Luna. Nico on this rappel, there's a lot of positions you can negate from that rappel. As we do see that opening of the wall into the bomb site, Avant's also aware of this pressure from officers. More and more kills. Warden as well jumping into the fray. Just 2 left for Avant.
Well, Avant looked like they were in the driver's seat, and suddenly Spruce goes, here's a C4, here's a bullet, and Warden's like, same. And suddenly they're in a 4-on-2 right now, Copper and Vicious, and you know, they really aren't in great positions to go for a plant at all.
The lack of the Capitals certainly be hurting, flushing out some of these positions, and peek there from Warden. Copper's keen to find it, but Warden eventually is successful. Vicious finds one, that's another with the ARX, very small magazine, and Warden knows that he continues the peek and he secures the kill and the round. We're even Stevens, 5-5, breakaway point time here on Border.
This is a lot closer than what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, hats off to Mindfreak. When it matters, they have been making some strong plays that have saved rounds. And
yeah, so many rounds. They've just had those players just go, you know what, I'm, you know, flicking this player that I probably should die to. Or
yeah, so, I mean, for example, you've got the that 1 versus 3 from Spruce. That's a round that was saved and really shouldn't have gone their way. And you're in a position where it's 1st to 7, but at 6 points, you're hitting a draw. This is a really small number of rounds in the game. Every round really counts because you're working towards a spot in the APAC Pro League Finals, potentially for the LAN spots, or you're just trying to avoid relegation. On the case of Mindfreak currently sitting at the final place on the Pro League standings.
Look at Avant. This time they're bringing out the Monty.
Okay.
Those strategies have just been so varied.
Yeah, I do like that. And it kind of is reflecting that what we were saying at the start about that support network that Avant do have. Having those 2 coaches along with you know, Avant as a whole, we've known them for a while to be a team that does like to bring things that are a bit different. They like to try new things. And I think that that's demonstrated in the fact that they always have a new strat that they haven't tried yet.
Looks like it might be potentially another fast play as well, as Fisher Guy's going to be the first one in. There we go. He's going to bust right on into Customs. Aware of any potentials above him, but you know, just look how much ground they're gaining that's not contested because it's not where you'd normally enter into, and they might even find a frag for free of the player on the stairs there. In fact, Fisher is calling him out. It's going to be the peak there.
Oh no,
Gets
the second peak!
Copper's followed it up and he goes for the pistol. What a shot! He's found Spruce as well. Suddenly it's well, 3-on-4 as Luna's been downed and surely soon to be finished off there. But this has been aggressive. Nico with his own before Luna's down. So 2-on-4, aggressive and quick play. Wings is in fact going to double down over by Tellers. So this feels a lot more doable at the 2-on-3, especially when Warden almost gets the angle onto the Monty there.
Another issue here for Avant is the fact that they haven't cleared out the top floor. Wings and Warden, though, currently playing downstairs. It's a huge missed opportunity. I don't believe they know that Avant haven't got control of that top floor, because if they did know that, they could rotate up above and help to deny some of these plans. But now that Avant will be searching for this information, they can go and grab this top floor and start to assure themselves the possibility of a plan.
Minute 20 on the clock, and they've got the Monty. They can go for a plant pretty safely, especially if he's still got his smoke grenades up. And especially if Wings can throw his goo mines like that.
Yeah, no, the goo mines are... Oh, nice shot. I'm not sure how that was a headshot, but all right. Fisho does have the protection of that shield, as well as Copper holding the angle, but the plant goes down with the Montaigne and Copper. A dangerous position and still completely clutchable for Mindfreak, especially if Wings can find a Legion mine or two. What? He's going to go for this defuse. Surely this won't work. Both players are there. Oh no, the denial of the counter defuse animation. Just Copper to find the last kill. And Avant guarantee themselves a draw at minimum and still on the cards for a win.
That was a great sacrifice there from the Monty. He's like, I'm just going to melee the guy who's counter defusing. And, you know, I don't care what happens after that. Copper clutch it out.
And, man, it was so close to that Monte dying or not being able to get that kill. It's so difficult. I feel like every time I'm unshielding it as a Montaigne, I'm crossing my fingers. Because there's a chance you will die, and it's not always up to you. You can do everything you possibly can, and the Maestro still might have found that kill, but an incredibly strong play from Fisho to be able to deny that counter defuse, give Copper an extra few seconds, and it was kind of like, all right, who's taking the shot? Fisho guy is the one that has to make this play, and if he's successful, then it relies on Copper making his play successful, and both of those players stepped up to the plate. And that's why Avant still have 3 points on the cards in this map.
Yep, the most they can, the most Mindfreak can get is 1, and this is a must-win round if that's what they want.
Yeah, I mean, Mindfreak's sitting at the bottom at the moment. They really can't accept any more losses. Whereas for Avant, you know, they are a solid contender for some of those top places. They were up until yesterday in 4th position before Oddity overtook them, and we have, as we said in the past, Avant, we've seen them play fairly well against some of these top teams. You know, last season they had a victory over Fnatic. This season, a victory over Auglis. More recently in the Cyber Gamer Silver League, a victory over Auglis as well. So it's still on the cards for Avant to get some of those top spots, but they need to be closing out games, not settling for a draw.
Why are these teams taking Kaid? Like, what's the plan behind his utility, like the strategy behind his utility?
Defending hatches, for one, on this particular site is my expectation. And the thing is, Avant don't bring a Thatcher. So Mindfreak bring a lot of Thatcher, so for Avant, the Kaid's not such a great pick, but in this case, maybe a bit more applicable. Fisher Guy's gathering a huge amount of information, but you can see he's really cautious of that angle over from CCTV. That's a bad nade from Nico. Unfortunate, because we've seen some very strong ones from him in the past as well. Fisher Guy actually about to waltz past, I believe, a pre-deployed Evil Eye device. Yep, there you go, he walks past it, he's spotted out. He could in fact be hit at from behind by that Maestro device right now as Avant take control of CCTV. Luna really cautious of C4s. And she does take out that goo mine. However, can't open the hatch just yet due to that Kaid.
Yep, the electric stick that's sticking to it. It's going to stop her from doing that. So it really feels like it just has to be a 2D push here. They can only push on the one plane. This top down isn't really going to be too helpful as JCZ is going to start off by finding the top fragger there for Avant. Copper. And he's going to have to rely on his team for the rest of this. We're going to get someone in the hallway here. Shade is going to find Nico completely unawares of his positioning. As Shade beautifully retook that top floor, and Fisher Guy has no idea where he is either. He's going to almost run right into him. No, he's going to have
again.
His back to him. There we go. Shade with the shotgun. He's going to find another one.
Shade is doing some serious work upstairs in the break room. A lot of oversights from Avant, but can you really blame him? Once again, an Avant player almost waltzing past someone from Mindfreak who capitalizes. And there you have it. That's GG. Spruce closes it out onto Luna. And we have a draw. Mindfreak and Avant, a neck-and-neck game from start to finish.
Of those last 4 rounds, Mindfreak won 3 of them. So, you know, they were able to claw it back rather impressively. But, you know, neither of these teams are going to be happy with the draw.
Yeah, I do find it really interesting as well to see the site rotations that Mindfreak actually managed to win on 2 customs and 1 armory. So they only ever tried those 2 bomb sites, and armory was a really poor win rate for them. They lost it twice, won it just